and an amazing technology that uses printers in ways that you would never imagine. Casey Beros has the story.
This is cutting-edge technology that will blow your mind. And if your mind does get blown, don't worry, we can make you another one, or any other organ in fact. Science fiction is becoming real with the development of a machine that might one day make human spare parts.
So let me first say a couple of words about 3D printing. I'm not sure most people know what it is, and it's basically it's a new manufacturing technique. Many people know what an inkjet printer is that spits out droplets of ink to make a picture on a page. So imagine a printer that instead of droplets of ink, it would have droplets of plastic, and it would print a sheet of plastic, and then go up 1/10 of a millimeter and print another sheet of plastic, and so on. And after a couple of hours, it could actually print a three-dimensional object, perhaps a cup that you can drink water from, not a picture of an object, but a real physical object. So these are 3D printers. They've been around for 20 years or so. They're now becoming popular. They're becoming low cost. And bioprinting is basically taking this very same idea, but instead of printing with plastic, we print with biological materials. One of the things that has come out of this project, which has grabbed the public in a way that I haven't seen before, is actually this idea of printing food.
So you can make me a pineapple?
That's probably complex, but you can print cookies, for example, which are a lot simpler with complex geometries, or people have been going crazy with printing all kinds of foods, and it's taking off like wildfire.
Printing food is an incredible development, but how does it work with animal and human tissue?
Imagine that instead of printing with droplets of plastic, you replace those cartridges of polymer or plastic material with biological material. So you would have biological cells inside some kind of liquid or some kind of gel or ink that you could deposit, and you could basically place the cells in different locations to create a three-dimensional tissue with these cells arranged in some particular geometry. Just like you have multiple colors in an inkjet printer, you can have a printer that has multiple cell types. And the idea is therefore not just that you would create an object or a construct or biological tissue out of a single cell, but actually multiple cell types arranged in particular arrangement that matches how they would appear in a natural environment. The challenge is to move into increasingly complex tissue, like, for example, muscle. It's a very complex internal structure which would be more difficult to print, but we can bring into play other things like we don't have to just print cells, we could also print growth factors and other things that will allow a vascular structure to grow into the right places. So there's a lot more to explore.
So what can you print?
Well, I can tell you what people have been printing so far. The way, what we've done in the lab together with collaborators at Cornell University, Larry Bonasser and Jonathan Butcher, is to take cells from a donor tissue, culture those cells, and make more of them, basically, then put them back into some ink, some gel that we can print with, and then use the printer to fabricate something like, let's say, meniscus cartilage that goes into the knee to replace a torn meniscus that was there previously. So you can imagine taking, if somebody is injured, instead of putting an implant that's made out of synthetic materials, you would actually take those cells and print them into an implant with the right shape, and then put that implant back. The advantage is that you're not using a synthetic material, you're using biological material. It's the same cell as the original person had. It's a living implant. It doesn't wear out. It's basically an original part, if you like.
It sounds like science fiction. Does it really work once it's implanted?
Right. So there's a couple of different groups working on this, and this is why there's a whole session here to discuss. There's a variety of groups working on different areas. For example, at Cornell, Larry Bonasser's group is working on printing a complete ear that can be implanted, and again, that ear will continue to grow together with the person. So it's not, again, a plastic ear that stays that one size fits all. Jonathan Butcher is working on printing heart valves, which will have more complex internal structures with multiple cell types. And again, the idea is that eventually you would implant these things and they would grow and be maintained by the body just like normal tissue. Some of these things have been implanted in animals. Bone experiments in printing bone have actually been used with humans. So there's quite a few initial experiments, but I think we're very much at the beginning of this whole trend and somewhat behind other implants that are used regularly. So we'll see how far we can take it.